How's it going, everyone? It's me, Joe here. Today I'm going to be going through some of the recent builds by our members here at RebelLUG. RebelLUG is full of so many incredible builders that are always creating amazing stuff. While I won't be covering all of the recent builds by our members, I plan to highlight a few of my favorites and to talk about them in a little bit more depth. All of the builds that you will see in this video are by RebelLUG members, and the various links to their accounts can be found in the description of this video. So if you want to see more of their content, be sure to check those out. The first mock that I'm going to be talking about here is this beautiful castle book build by Kevin, aka the Brick Ninja. The two things that really stood out to me about this book were the pages and the text. Notice how the pages form a nice slope downward from the spine of the book, and how the modified bricks used make it appear that there are a lot of pages here. The text is also really well done. The varied heights in the words really give the feel that this is a real page from a book. Besides the book, the castle is also fantastic. I like the use of the tan in the castle rather than just using the gray throughout the entire build. That in combination with the flowers and the other foliage really create a vibrant castle scene and kind of bring the book to life. The next build I'm going to talk about is a bit of a smaller one, but it's really well done. This chainsaw was built by Bryce, also known as Brick Built Replicas, and I think he really captured every single detail that you would see in a chainsaw, and especially even this small scale. The use of stud shooters as the blades and the handle I think are really brilliant. And another cool thing is that he used a giant orange seat piece in this build, which I think it's really incredible that he was able to squeeze that in because it's a really awkward piece to begin with, but it turned out really nicely here. This next build is truly a work of art. This was built by Simon, also known as Si-Mocs, and is based on Escher's drawing hands. My favorite aspect of this is that he added a Lego touch to the original work. The hands are beautifully sculpted, and in this monochromatic build really is stunning as a whole. But there's also some subtle details that can be appreciated. Similar to the original artwork, this is not necessarily a complete build because the hands look like they're kind of in the process of building each other, which I think is really neat. And the other aspect of this build that I like is that the background isn't just, initially this just big block of gray, but there's a lot of cool and intricate patterns. So there's a lot more going on here than there initially seems. This next mock that we're going to go over is by Jake, or Mountain Hobbit. And it's one of my favorite Lord of the Rings builds that I've seen recently. He really perfectly captures Minas Tirith in this symmetrical micro-scale city. Each layer is detailed, and every piece looks like it was placed for the purpose. The muted sand green and sand blue rooftops really contrast nicely with the gray city and the landscaping. And it's a really very detailed build. Some of my favorite aspects of this build are how the walls of the city curve and perfectly meet at each layer. And I especially like the top section where you can see the little white tree of Gondor. Overall, this is a really beautiful build. This last build that we're going to be talking about is by Nick Brick. It's a Borderlands 3 build where Nick created Gaige and Deathtrap. While I'm not super familiar with the franchise, I thought Nick did a fantastic job with these character creations. Building characters at this scale can be really difficult to make them look natural and have proportional features. But Gaige really looks lifelike and is full of movement. The shaping of the head, the torso, and legs are all phenomenal, and I really like the added detail of the earrings. The pigtails also look really nice in the way that they kind of flop up on each side. Deathtrap is also an impressive build. All of his decals are easily recognizable, from the X shape to the little heart with a lock, as well as the skulls on his arms. Overall, these characters look extremely similar to their video game counterparts, and both of them are scaled really well to each other. And with that, those are all of the builds that I'm going to be going over in detail, but there are many more amazing builds from RebelLUG members, and you should all definitely check those out. As I mentioned before, all the links for the builds in this video can be found in the description below, so be sure to check out our members on Flickr and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next RebelLUG YouTube video.